So today's topic is strong attraction is not truth. Something that I've struggled with for years now, like a long fucking time it feels like, almost a decade it feels like. Just trying to understand that the intensity of your emotions does not equate to the truth. Like just because the feeling is so strong doesn't mean that this is like objective reality now. Because as much as you may want it to be true, there are other factors. Like all the time, there's other factors. Where's my drink? There it is. Um, Especially as a person who's like highly sensitive or regarding myself as like a sensitive person, there's almost like no other avenue than to feel something super intensely all the time. It sucks. And I'll get into that another time about being at a low vibration emotionally is beneficial in a lot of different ways. And it's also very detrimental in a lot of ways. So I have a video that I'll be doing on that pretty soon. Attraction amplifies the kind of projection that happens within like highly sensitive people. It has something to do with your dopamine system, how the intensity of those emotions are feeding that system. And instead of channeling that dopamine elsewhere or trying to get that dopamine high elsewhere, you're getting it through the narratives being built through relationships. Like emotional highs that you get really can distort your reality. It's pretty fucked up, honestly. Like the way I think about it. But yeah, it does distort your perception a lot. Holy shit. It does distort your perception a lot. Um, when you have those emotional highs, especially when they're attached to another person. The emotions can be so intense that you have this kind of ethereal pull to someone or something, and sometimes you can mistake that as alignment. A lot of people on YouTube don't do the best job at differentiating like delusion, reality, and what the mind's eye actually is trying to perceive. So there's a lot of convolution. Convolution, is that the word? Is that a word? Ooh, it is now. um, but a real life example I have of this is when two highly sensitive people come together and they feel a lot all the time. A lot of times, what can happen is, in my experience, is sensitive people are good at world building. They're very good at tapping into their imaginations and pushing things out into the world that they want to see. Um, when that happens on the aspects of relationships, it can be very dangerous and fun. I mean, you can see both ways of it. Start building a world around this person without going over the actual factors of compatibility, alignment, and most importantly, like attraction. Like there is multiple screenings you have to go through to know if one, this person's actually attracted to you, and then two, are you actually attracted to this person? Like there's like different steps. Um, and again, the emotional highs can kind of blind all that and blur them together. And it takes a lot of very intentional and conscious thinking when dealing with attraction, when you're a highly sensitive person. Um, it's something I'm working on every day. And like I said, I'll get to this in a video, but it honestly really seems like the lower you go, like the less you feel and the less expectations you have, the less morals you have, the less like, what's the word? The yes, the less detailed you are within relationships and finding people that you relate to, the more success you have, because you have lowered all of your defenses, all your standards, and you're just a wide open net accepting everything and disguising it as like, oh, just going with the flow, whoever stays, stays, all that bullshit. Um, and it's like, nah, man, like, if you truly believe in the power of the mind and the imagination, you can have a set rubric for what you want and attraction and standards and go from there. And you don't have to deviate from it. Especially if we're going to go around subscribing to this idea of you create your reality. Everyone creates their reality until it's time to fall in love, and then that shit just goes out the fucking window. Like, I can't, I can't. But to close, if it's loud in your mind, it's usually not very grounded. And that's kind of the issue, right? How can something so magical and euphoric as attraction have this grounding presence? And it can. In most cases, it does. Um, and the funny shit is you think that would come with age, right? You would think you would sift this shit out with age, but I mean, I've talked with people in their 50s and 60s, and they deal with the same type of misreading emotional intensity as the objective truth, instead of having screenings in place emotionally and internally to make sure that you're in the right spot as far as dealing with people emotionally. So, yeah, I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say. Next video is about dreams, so that'll be fun. But yeah, until then, peace.